Leadership 2023. And I want to say thank you for everyone who's joined us previous years. And today we're going to be having Mrs. Oima Ajay from Ghana. She'll be speaking on Let Your Light Shine from Within. And the topic, it's something that I really wanted us to be the first speaker for this year, because I think it's very important to have people like that to speak. And couple with the fact that the vision behind the topic is basically having to actually encourage people to be people-oriented minded in their service to humanity and whatever they find themselves doing. And when I mean service minded, it means that how can we actually be a blessing to other people that are around us and that are related to us. And so that's why the team is called People Oriented Leadership. And the topic for this beginning of the section is going to be Let Your Light Shine from Within. And the goal behind the topic is basically to teach us about how we could be of light to people. The world is terrible, things are tough for people, and if we do not put people before us, we would lose the humanity in us. And that's the reason for this team, is because we want to sustain the dignity of leadership, which is centered around people. So I want to say thank you for joining, and yeah, so okay, very good. So let me send the link, share to, okay, very good. So I'm going to be heading out right now, and then we're going to begin. So thank you so much more for joining us. Okay, so as speaker just joined us. Okay, go live. Yeah, good. Okay. Okay, good evening, Ma. Sorry, I think we have to slant it this other way. Good. Perfect. Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to say big thank you. First, I want to say big thank you for accepting my invitation. Thank you so much. I am really grateful.
Thank you for having me. It's a great way to start my year as well. So thank you.
Okay, so without wasting too much of our time, I'm just going to introduce our speaker. I looked through your profile before I sent you an invite and realized that, oh wow, it's very impressive. And I just want to actually speak, and I'm grateful that she's a Ghanaian. I'm also a Ghanaian, but not a pure Ghanaian. She's a pure Ghanaian. Okay, so the floor is yours, Ma, and then yeah, the topic is Let Your Light Shine from Within, and I wanted the topic to be asked because of I realized it was a good topic to begin with for the year too as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I love to say that a lot. I'm sure I mentioned that wherever I find myself speaking, and when I'm talking to my family, my friends, if it's a big stage that I have to talk to people, it's something I'm really big on. So let me just start by quoting the Bible, right? Matthew 5:16. And what it says is that let your light shine before others. Not before others, as in shine your light before others get to shine their light, but before others, as in the presence of people, make sure that you shine your light. And when we say shine your light, like I'm sure somebody will be wondering, what is it? What is shining your light, right? So basically, we all have something within us that is a gift, that I believe is a gift from God. Fortunately for some people, they identify it and then they are able to use it as well. And unfortunately, some people are not able to identify it. But one thing is for sure, we all have that light within us. There's something special about each and every one of us. But the challenge is identifying what is special within you, right? Sometimes you do some things and you realize this is not the best for me, and then you do something, and people call that passion. When you find your passion, it's easy to go with it. It's easy to go with it, as in you don't give up, no matter the challenges that you face, because it's something that you actually love doing. You're not doing it because you're expecting somebody to say congratulations to you. You're expecting somebody to applaud you. You're expecting money. You're doing it because it's something you love to do. It comes easy to you. So even when you face a challenge, you find your way around it because you know, when you love something, you go all out for it. Challenges do not stop you from pursuing it, right? That is what the light within you is. The light within you is something that you love. You love to do it. So that is your passion. And one thing I also love about this light is, let's imagine walking into a room, right, with about six bulbs. You know, these rooms with spotlights. Let's use spotlights for an example. And then you put on one spotlight. The room becomes bright, but it gets brighter as all the other lights come on, right? So let's just, I like to imagine our world as a room with different spotlights. If I shine my light, hooray, that's a bit of light in there. So imagine I shine my light, you shine your light, your friends shine their light, like everyone everywhere shines their light. How bright is our world going to be? So it is not about, most of the time, we find some people who want to be first, they want to get all the awards, they want to get all the accolades, they will work on others just to get there. But you get there, and then what?
What?
Now, let's say you become the richest person in your family. Let me use families as an example. You become the richest person in your family. What is the struggle that comes with that? Everyone comes to you for money. But imagine a family where everybody is making money. Imagine a country where everyone is peaceful, like everyone is at peace with him or herself. Are we going to find crimes? Are you going to find people pulling guns, shooting others? So when you find your light, the power in finding your light is that once you have found your light, you can use your light to illuminate the path for other people. So until others find their light, others find their purpose, others find what they love to do, if you are fortunate to find yours, that light can help other people as well to find theirs. Then theirs helps others to find theirs, and it goes on and on and on. So one thing about finding our light, let me just talk about mindsets, positive mindsets. Today I was talking to someone and I said, there are some people you can put them in money and they'll find their way of coming out still poor. Like, it's a mindset thing. Everything we do, it's a mindset thing. Like, it's how you program your mind. And I keep saying this, there are people who sell water and water has made them rich. Water has made them, just by selling water, they've been able to see their kids through schools, they've built houses, they've done so many things because of the mindset they went in with. It's difficult, especially in Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria. It is difficult finding your feet. It's not easy. Yes, it's not easy to get support. It's not easy to find your feet. Like, it's very difficult. So especially if you're just doing something for doing sake, if you face any challenge, you stop. Because you're just doing it to get by. But imagine you're doing something that you love. Right? You face a challenge and you find your way around it. And one thing about passion that I have come to realize is that eventually, with consistency, it brings you money. You keep going at it. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. It's going to open doors for you. And when you shine your light, you're not even going to, you don't know the people it attracts. You shining your light doesn't mean it's only going to illuminate the path for people with dimmer lights. But by shining your light, it's going to even attract bigger opportunities for you. That is why shining our light is very, very important. Shining your light also means visibility. Shining your light is putting yourself out there. You have to be out there in the first place to be able to shine your light. No light shines in under bowls, under mats. No, you have to put yourself out there to be able to shine that light.
Right.
And that is what visibility is. People get to see you. How did you find me? I don't know you. You've never spoken before. It was through LinkedIn. And I preach a lot about the power of LinkedIn and how people are not taking advantage of it, how people are not using the opportunities that LinkedIn comes with. And it's not like you just sign up and all the opportunities come. No, that is not how it works. You have to be consistent at it. And you have to brand yourself. You have to create a niche for yourself. Not that you are all over the place. 1 minute you're talking about water, the next minute you're talking about energy, another something else, like just all over the place, and you don't even know what you are about. Right? You hear somebody talking about this, you jump on it. You have to create a niche for yourself. You have to be known for something. You have to brand yourself. That is always of shining your light. You keep at it. You find that one thing that you love. You keep at it. And that particular thing, you plant a seed. The root starts to grow. The stem comes out. That is how you're shining your light. The stem comes out. You think you had a focus. So your focus is growing the tree, right? But then out of that tree, so many branches come out of it. And that is what you see with people who are focused. You realize you know someone for something, right? A particular thing. Let's say, I'm going to use a woman I know in Ghana as an example, a very young lady like myself. She's called Eno. She does Talkative Mom. And she started with a mom blog. A lot of people do mom blogs, right? She was a young mom, married, had her kids. She started blogging about it because she loved to blog. She loved to talk, basically. So she calls herself Talkative Mom because she loves to talk. So she started blogging, sharing her journey, childbirth, coming home, nanny stories, all these things. And now it's become a very big platform. She has an app, a mom app. She does seminars with moms. She started this savings thing for mothers. She does this. So you see, her focus is motherhood, parenting. But because she's been focused and consistent, it was a free blog. You can just go on and read anything that you want to read. People pay her now to advertise for her. You pay to sell on her app. You pay to attend seminars. She's speaking on big platforms. That is what focus and consistency does. That is what I'm talking about. Her tree, she hasn't diverted from what she's doing. She's still watering that particular tree, that particular plant that she planted, right? But the only difference now is that there are so many branches sprouting out of it. So it's not like you are limiting yourself to something. No, when you're consistent, trust me, so many things will come out of what you are focusing on. There will be so many opportunities around it. That is what shining your light means. Another thing I'm going to say is that this social media that I've mentioned LinkedIn, even platforms like Instagram, Twitter, so many other platforms. There are so many other platforms that people are making like extremely good use of, right? I've spoken to a couple of people about how they represent themselves on their Twitter accounts. Some people really think Twitter is just a place where, I don't know if you understand this word. Let me just use it. They will say that you dirty yourself there. Like you just go there to make yourself dirty. When people are just dancing in the mud and you're dancing along with them, right? But these are platforms. I know organizations that take their time to go on all these platforms to find out about people, do background checks, right? So you don't go on Twitter, you go and dirty yourself there. Then you go on LinkedIn and you try and polish yourself, like, you know, packaging there on LinkedIn. We check all these things. We look at all these things before we approach you. And it speaks a lot about the kind of person that I see. My best friend here, Delphine. So we speak a lot about these things, but people don't take it seriously. Our generation, the millennials, the Gen Zs, like it's like, yeah, we are living the life, right? Like, we are living, you know, and people will come out there and they will laugh about it. There are so many things that social media has so many advantages. Like, LinkedIn has helped me so much. I can't stop saying that because I've got so many paid gigs, like really good paid gigs from LinkedIn, the exposure that I get from LinkedIn, right? And it's helped me a lot. So why are people not making good use of this? Unfortunately, what our media, I'm going to move on to our media now, right? When I say media, I talk about the radio stations, these known bloggers. What are they throwing light on? What are they blogging about? What are they throwing light on? People are doing amazing things. Those people have to pay to get featured. But you will find somebody who was nude at an event, or somebody who is doing we don't know what, and they're all over the news for all the bad reasons. That is what our media is focusing on. That is what the youth is seeing. Is that the kind of light we want to throw things on? Is that what we want to focus on? So all these are things that we need. People like yourself, we need the media that tackle important things that will bring progress, things that would attract the youth, things that the youth will start to see as attractive. I saw a video somewhere that said in places like China, I don't know how true that is, but in places like China, on their TikToks, the things that they find cool is when somebody comes up with an innovation, and somebody comes up with, you know, new things, like technological things that is going to improve the lives of others. In Africa, that is not what we find at school. When we look on our TikTok, when you see the trends out there, the things that are trending, those are not the things that we see, right? So what is our media doing to help the youth? We need great, strong powerhouses to come up to tackle these things. We have to throw light on people doing amazing things. I remember when I was small, when I was younger, I sit behind the TV, and it's the women I see doing great things that I wanted to be like, right? You see a woman nicely dressed, maybe she's a journalist, and you see a woman there, she's a doctor. The things that we see, the representation that we put out there attracts people to do same. But we don't see that now, right? So what are we throwing light on? So with this year, I'm expecting you to do a lot with your platform to throw light on all the amazing things that the youth is doing out there. And as people, one thing, we have to be considerate, okay? We have to be considerate when we meet other people. We don't know what somebody is going through. We have to be kind. And that is something that we don't see much of on social media. Like, people today, I saw a post on Instagram. A lady posted her child, and she has this rare kind of, should I say, disease, sickness. And the trolling people, the comment section, I just went there, and the things people were writing there: is she an animal? I would have left her in the hospital. Like, so many mean things that the people were saying out. And I'm like, wow, is this what we have become now? Do you know what the person is going through? You think she wakes up and she's not struggling enough? She finds the courage to come out there. What she uses her page to do is to advocate what she's going through as a mother who has a child like that, to help other parents out there who might be going through the same thing. And people go under and they say mean things to this woman. I'm like, wow. So this is a woman trying to shine her light. Even through her struggles, she's still trying to find her voice, to shine her light. But how are we accepting this? What energy are we giving back? What feedback are we giving to the person? Right? So we have to be kind to each other. We have to be very, very considerate to each other as well. Let me touch on this. I think we have a few minutes more to go. Let me just touch on this. Even as individuals, those who believe that we found our voice, those who believe that we found our light, one thing we always have to do is make sure that you always stay energized, because you can actually run out of power. Right? You can run out of power, you can be dragged down, you can be sucked dry. The things you see, the things you hear, your surroundings, the people that you have conversations with, the energies around you. So we have power over what we let control us. We have to be intentional about the energies that we accept around us. We have to be intentional about the people that we involve ourselves with. Be intentional, even on social media, be intentional about the pages that you follow. Sometimes you wake up and you don't feel like doing anything, and you go through Instagram and you see what someone is doing and you are like, wow, like that is the energy that I need, right? So you have to be intentional about the things that we see, the things we read, the people around us. When I see my friends winning, like that is the energy I need. Like, wow, she's getting it, he's getting it, or him on move. You don't have to see people and they are doing things and you're just jealous, you are envious. No, it means you can do it too. This is a person I grew up with. This is a person I have the same opportunities as she did or as he did. She's doing this, she's nailing it, she's acing it. Man, I have to move. If you have to slide into DMs to find out, how did you do this? How are you coping as a mother? How are you coping as a doctor? How are you like, share your journey with me. I want to learn from you. Do that. There are people out there who are always willing to help. Right? So just be mindful of the people that you associate with. Be mindful of the energies that you allow to come your way. Right. And if you think somebody is sucking you dry, know when to cut people off. It's important to know when to cut people off. Not everyone is meant to be in your life. One thing you should know is some people come into your life for a reason, for a purpose. Once that has been served and it's time for them to move, it's fine. That's okay. And even if you are in someone's life and you feel like, you know what, I've served the purpose that I was meant to in that person's life, it's okay. It's okay to leave. It's fine. We all have things going on, right? Yes. So that is what I would want to end with. Let me just end by saying, whatever it is that you're doing, do it very, very well. Be consistent at it. It's a new year. I don't believe in that whole new year, new me thing. I believe in each day is a gift, right? Each day is a gift that God has granted us. So it is either you're starting something new because you've been on something and it's not working out, or you go like, you know what, this is it for me. I'm going to persevere till I actually get it right. Whatever it is, each day is a gift. Once you wake up, meaning once you wake up, it means God is not done with you. He's given you he's granted you a gift to keep moving. So I just want everybody to do their best, be consistent. It is not easy. Nothing is easy. Sometimes some people make it look easy. Nothing is easy. We all have our challenges we all have our challenges that we face. So we just have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And it gets better.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. It felt like you were a lecturer and then I was having some insight into so many things. Thank you so much, Rudy. Thank you so much. So I think we have about 5 minutes for questions. And so I think I have so the team is the people-oriented leadership, and I want it to be within 30 minutes so that so some young people can still watch this. So the question is this: how do we get balance living with people which we think are toxic, and having to also as well be human enough to be considerate with them, and when also not to lose ourselves in the process of having to actually be considerate with them. How do we balance it in such a way that, let's say, okay, in Nigeria, this is it in Nigeria. In Nigeria, something where you're driving and you don't know how to drive, you get some people, they call them downfall. Like in Ghana, they call them trotro. Now, they can be very annoying. But you need to spread light. You need to show love to people. How do you balance it where you don't have to lose yourself and at the same time you don't get so, I don't know, how do you balance it?
Okay, so there's something that I do, right? When I have a relationship with someone, friendship, whatever it is, and I do something for someone, I don't do things expecting anything from the person, right? So even if it's a toxic person, a negative person, and I have it in my power to help the person in a way, I go all out to help the person, right? But once I come back to ask myself questions about it, when I ask myself, was it really worth it? And why did I even help this person? When that thought starts going into my head, that thought keeps coming up, then to me, I feel it becomes sinful. It becomes sinful thinking that I was expecting, then like that is it for me. I feel I've given all I can give. That is why I'm starting to ask myself these questions. I don't want to come back to myself and say, was it worth it? Do you get what I'm trying to say? When I'm giving you my all, I'm giving you my all because that is what I can do. I'm pouring out of the cup that I've filled. And now when it becomes too draining and I start having negative thoughts about it, that is when I know, no, I need to move back. I did this out of the goodness of my heart, not wanting anything in return. But now the person is hurting me too much that I have to sit back and think about it. That is not why I was doing it in the first place. I just take a few steps back. I pray about it. I pray about things a lot. I leave things to God to handle. And trust me, it works so well. If the person is supposed to be in your life, the person will conform to the ways that God wants the person to. If the person is not supposed to be in your life, the person will leave. And it won't even end in a nasty way. It wouldn't be an argument. It wouldn't be a quarrel. It won't be anything. It will just be those things that the relationship just died. So as soon as I start getting negative thoughts, that is when I know, I'm done here. Yes, that is it for me. I think you're muted.
So that's sorry. I think we have a few minutes more. Thank you so much, Mom. And the other question there too, which we'll rapidly do, is the first question is, what would you want young people should know that you've known, that you feel like this is what young people, especially in Africa, should know?
So, what I would say is visibility. There are so many people out there doing amazing things, and I'm going to. There's this lady, I met on LinkedIn, and then she followed me on Instagram, and that was in 2020. I'll just post once on LinkedIn, and I'll leave it at that. Like I wouldn't really say much about what I was doing, and she reached out to me on Instagram, and she said, "Ohima, you're doing so many things." And I'm thinking that there are so many opportunities that you can actually grab on. But when people look for you, they don't see much. So I'm thinking you should really think about branding yourself and being visible, like on professional platforms. And she's actually a very good friend of mine now. And I still say this to her. That advice that she gave to me was the best. Visibility. Personal branding. As a youth, we have to be intentional about how we want to be known, what we want to be known for, and be intentional about the things that you put out there. Because you're creating a brand. You are a brand. We are brands like the big companies are. We are our own brands, right? So you have to be, how companies are intentional about how they advertise, the news they put out there, advertisements they put out there, the things they want to be associated with. That is how you should treat yourself. So that is the message that I would want to give to the youth. Be intentional about how you brand yourself. Be intentional about the things that you put out there. Be intentional about how you want to be seen. You create your own narrative, right? So you should tell your story. Nobody else should. So be intentional about telling that story.
Wow.
That is what I would want to say.
Thank you so much, Ma. And so, last questions before we leave. And it is thank you. Before I feel the last question before you answer, I just want to say thank you very much, and everyone for joining us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, the last question is this: What's your advice, and what would you say about people-oriented leadership, and how would you teach people? How would you advise people to be people-oriented leadership minded in how they deal with people, in what they do in their companies, what they do in their organizations, and how they treat their skills or the vocational jobs that they're doing? What would you tell people about people leadership?
So you can have all the skills that's in the world. If you don't know how to deal with people, trust me, you're going to struggle a lot, because you are always going to have to deal with people, and people are different. People are different. So what I do is that if I'm going to work with somebody, and it took time for me to learn this, let the person know your expectations of them. You also have to know what the person expects of you in any relationship at all. These are things that you have to talk about, so you know which line to cross and which line not to cross. Smiling with somebody, hugging somebody could be fine. It could be fine with person A, and person B, don't touch me, and that is fine. We don't all have to be the same. But when you know someone, you know how to deal with the person. People go into relationships, go to the workplace, whatever it is, with "this is how I am" attitude. Take it or leave it. Like, this is me. Like, I'm like this. Me, I don't take this. I don't. Please know who you are dealing with. The person will also know you. And trust me, once there's that respect, everything works out. That's all I would like to say. Let them know what you expect of them, and know what they expect of you as well.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mrs. Oima. I think that's it. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And okay, before we go, let's say thank you. Let's see about 2 comments. Thank you before Mrs. Oima leave here. Let's just see like 2 thank you. So I know that people are listening. Just 2 thank you, 3 thank you. But thank you so much for accepting our invite. Thank you so much. Okay, we're live on Mixlr as well too. We can also say thank you on Mixlr as well. Okay, I think we've gotten 1 year already. Okay, Ma, so I'm very grateful. Thank you so much for this. I'm really grateful.
Thank you very much as well.
We hope one day we'll have it physically one day when the will start.
You should invite me to Nigeria. I've actually been there twice or 3 times. Yes. So.
Oh, good. So we invite you. Exactly. We're going to invite you. One day, we invite you.
Yes, we have to.
Thank you so much, Ma. I'm really grateful.
Thank you, Dolphin. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, thank you too as well. Thank you. Okay, now. Bye, Ma.
Bye.
Bye.